Let me go here. Let me go. Let me go here.
Yeah, they had some pretty good what ifs. I was trying to get people to come up with some stuff that's not always talked about. That's why I said don't give us something like
Well, that's the
no
thing, man.
beehive.
It don't matter. You can still talk because
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing. When you tell people to do something, so you should have told them come up with something. Some people always come talk about,
Yeah, that's why I told them
and
don't
then they're
use
gonna
the boat. Don't use boat.
and that's when they'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is, and having said all that, I just want to welcome everyone to the Tuesday, January 27, 2026 edition of the NOJASSSHOW. And you can see it at the bottom because you know what? I'm tired of spelling it.
Yeah, you might. Sometimes you leave off an S.
Sometimes you leave off an S. I should just say no jazz. Yeah. Oh. But anyway, I am your host, KD. And of course, I have beside me my main man, Tank, off to my right. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on TikTok. And you can find us all at, let me turn that down. You can find us on YouTube at No Jazz Show. You can find us on YouTube at No Jazz Show. Our Instagram is the No Jazz Show. You can find us on Twitch at the same GMP Media No Jazz Show. Also, we are live on Facebook on my page at NIVEK. Somebody told me to spell my name the other way, but I told y'all why I don't do that. So I'm not here to argue with you all in the production team, the virtual production team. But anyway, we are live with the link in our page in the No Jazz Show page. Also live on Tank's page at Russell. That's two S's and double L. Ladies love Russell Tanker on his page. Also in the locker room, and also there's a No Jazz Show page on the electronic store that we are on as well. So we have a lot of outlets for you. And again, before we get to that, we want to definitely send a shout out to our sponsors who now all have commercials that will be shown as we put together all of these edited shows in the off season that we're getting to, that we're not just there just yet. We're not there just yet. But shout out to LYTESNACK. Make sure you order all your food at lightsnack.com, all your breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all your delivery needs. And make sure you order those Magic City wings from lightsnack.com. Also, Gazillion Brazilian Hair has now changed its name to Bliss Brazilian. That is our sponsor. So I should have just said that, but still the same sponsor, BILLISS Brazilian. And those who like to wear that hair and have that lingerie to go with it, that season is coming up. You can find all that on QUIKVISITS quickvisits.com. As you can see, I'm speaking fast, but we are getting to it. Unless you've been asleep, hiding under a rock. Oh, but you know what? Before I begin, I do want to say this. Special shout out to all the survivors who survived the snowstorm that went across the United States. I hope everybody survived. I hope everybody got all their shopping. I know I called all my family members, that has some things going on with that. Did you have anything going on with that, Tank?
I had a friend whose family, a couple of family members, they were, iced in there in Mississippi, but nobody I know lost any power.
Okay,
So
good.
that power came back on. Man, you know, out here in the desert, we didn't have to deal with such.
Yeah, y'all should have sent us. Sent us a little sunshine. I mean, it got cold here, but again, it was all hyperbolized. You know, I tell you one thing, boy. I should have been a meteorologist in the city of Atlanta, state of Georgia, because I'm telling you, boy, that is like you, you can their average is worse than a double A A. Their average is worse than Michael Jordan when he was with
when
the
he was
Bears.
playing baseball.
Oh
Yeah,
my!
but you have to. It's better to be over prepared than under prepared because
So they say.
I've been there,
You've been
and
underprepared.
no, I've been there when there's been times when they didn't tell us it was going to be as bad as it was, and I remember in elementary school we walked home from the snow. It was 6 inches of snow, and for people who are from the northern states, hey, y'all say, oh man, it ain't nothing. We walked around in that all the time. Well, in Atlanta, we didn't do that. But we walked home in that. And hey, and what was it, 10 years ago, we had the ice storm and the snow, and we were for the first time, my job, I was working with the government there. They closed the government for 5 days because there was that much ice and snow, and people were stuck on the highway because you couldn't move your car. So it looked like an apocalypse. Looked like one of those zombie movies.
Well, yeah,
So you know, it's better to be to overreact than to underreact.
I tell you what, overreacting is definitely an economic booster
Yeah.
because you know who made money in the last 3 days, and I'm not upset with them about it. I just need to get me a grocery store too and get involved with that. But if anyone's wondering why I'm wearing my construction uniform and my hazard vest, it is because uh let me do this. Congratulations to the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks of 2026, as they will have a rematch in this Super Bowl. And the reason I'm wearing my construction uniform is because that means 30 other teams should be in the rebuilding stages, just like me and my team.
Back to the
Right
grind.
to the drum board. Get your blueprints out. Get all the missing pieces. Put it together. Because right now we got a lot that we need to do, because I think with the snowstorm, I think everybody going to Cancun next week. You know, so that's what's going to be happening. And you want to begin with that game, man? You might as well begin with the conference championship games, man.
Might as well. I thought it were two good games. First, let's do AFC. I'm an old school. I'm a purist. I believe in, and I die on this hill. Football should be played outside in the elements. It doesn't matter what the elements are, as long as they're not lightning striking. I think they need to play. And watching that game in the second half, when the snow came, I thought it was great to see. Some people say they don't like it. Some people say it ought to be fair. You know, nothing should be going on, but you know, it should be fair and sunny or whatever. Shouldn't it be? Weather shouldn't play a factor. No, it should, because both teams are playing in the same elements, so nobody's got a true advantage. And those are both two cold weather teams. So it's not like they came up from Miami and what is this? But I think Sean Payton they weren't going to win anyway because they had Stidham. Had they had Knicks, they had a shot. But I think Sean Payton called a bad game. There was more. I think he called a bad game.
You on that fourth down, huh?
Yeah, going on that. And the bad thing that's been happening in football this year is too many teams have been gambling and leaving points on the table. Kick the field goal. You didn't need to try to go for the win right then and there. It's the first half. Kick the field goal. Get some points. It's already going to be tough sledding. You got a journeyman at quarterback who hadn't taken a snap in 3 years. Why would you put him in that kind of situation? I think it was one of those things where Sean Payton trying to show that he got like Shanahan, wanted to show you that he was the smartest guy in the room, and it backfired on him. Denver's defense did all they could do, and that secondary Denver's got is nice, especially those two corners.
They're nice.
Yeah, Surtain, yeah, he and
nice.
Denver and the Texans have the best starting set of corners in the league. I was pleased with I like the aesthetics of the game. I like looking. It was visually pleasing to me when the snow started coming. It was a physical game. I like what I saw. But I will say this: if that's what Drake May does in 2 weeks, I think that New England needs to find what's his name, the rookie running back. What is his name again? McPherson, Taysom, whatever his name is. He's disappeared in the playoffs. He's barely gotten the ball. I think he only got like 4 carries this past game. And I don't know if he's in the doghouse or if there's something wrong with him. But for New England to have a shot next week, they got to start giving him the ball more. But again, looking at what New England did, they did what they needed to in order to win. Their defense really stepped up. The defense was physical. They was laying some wood. And my hats go off to the refs because they did allow actual hitting to go on. Because in the regular season, some of those hits, they be throwing flags saying, hey, you hitting too hard. So I think, just like we talked about last week and the previous week, we think they've told the refs, hey, let these dudes play. Don't just call everything. But I thought it was a good game. I liked what I saw. The elements affect both teams. I liked that it was hard fought. Nobody was going to run away with it. So, I mean, Denver, they're losing their OC.
Mm-hmm.
I think today Denver's lost their OC.
Right.
But Sean Payton's the one calling the plays anyway, so they really didn't. So what does it really matter? Is it going to affect anything?
He might have just been a placeholder, or
Yeah,
might have been passing game coordinator type of position.
Yeah, or hey, I'm going to call this play. All right, okay, yeah, coach, call that play.
I heard it in the headphones.
Yeah, but
I heard it in the headphones.
Yeah.
Did you hear Stidham? Did you hear him? Yeah. So
Stidham looked like he got shook after a while. After a while, he was shook, and he wasn't sure if he needed to be there or not because it just wasn't happening. But you got in those games, you can't let the pressure get to you. I think the pressure got to some of those Broncos, particularly offensively, and I think the pressure. I think it got to Sean Payton. I think he panicked because he knew what he had, or should I say, what he didn't have at quarterback, and he wanted to try to see if he could pad a lead, see if he could get an early lead because he knew it was gonna be a tight game, and whoever could get the extra touchdown was gonna probably win the game. As you saw how low scoring it was, but I think he did his team a disservice by leaving points on the board, by leaving points on the field.
All right. A few things I heard there. And I'm not critiquing your assessment. There's just a few things I heard there. You like the snow, right?
Yeah.
But you need more offense?
No, you need to. They should have. He was when he had the first instead of kicking the field goal, he decided to go ahead and go for the touchdown. Go for the touchdown instead. I think that was
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I hear that.
Yeah, that, and then there was some other things that I just didn't like what he was doing.
I got you.
I think he should have. It was hard. It was tough to do, but I think they should have committed more to the run and kept trying to get Duke. I think something would have popped eventually. But
Stidham was looking clean first until the turnover.
Yeah, and then they started putting paws on him.
Well, he started hearing because Stidham knows the Patriot way. He was a Patriot.
Yeah.
So I want to say this because people are gonna say you can't compare when you do things like this. They're gonna say you can't compare college to the pros, because that's splitting hairs, and it's easy for them to do that. But just last week, Monday, wasn't Cignetti a genius for going for it on 4th and 5?
Yeah, but he didn't. But hey, it made more sense. He could do it with the type of quarterback that he had, as opposed to a backup in there. It is one of those things that when it works, you're a
there
genius.
you go.
When it doesn't, but I don't think this game, and those conditions were going to help. Were conducive to you going for it instead of getting the points. Get the points.
I mean that's 2020 now.
No, at the time I said, why aren't you kicking the field goal? Because I knew it was going to come back.
Sure somebody said somebody asked Cignetti why he wasn't kicking the field goal, and Cristobal went for the field goal and tried to get the points and missed it. And then it was, why did you kick the field goal? And you could have went for it on 4th. So it's like one of those things where as fans and as analysts, we assess after the fact. Genius when you get it. Crazy when you don't. Oh, I'm going to be sleeping at night, thinking about that call. I mean, it's 50-50 every time. He really only lost 10-7.
Yeah.
I thought the difference was I don't say the difference was, but did they really move the ball that much against against Denver after they put them in position? Because that was I think him not throwing the ball forward.
Yeah, that was stupid too.
What that right there is the play of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was stupid.
So
I mean,
I gotta put my player in a position of confidence, where get the points, but also help me get in a better position, to score 6, because I don't know, but having still said that, Drake was gonna see Drake got a tune up.
Yeah.
Drake may got a tune up because in 2 weeks he's in for that same type of onslaught. And we're not gonna go with the NFC, but he's gonna meet 2 defenses straight. Whereas Seattle got a week off from a defense. So, but as far as the AFC is concerned, 10-7 in the snow. That's just who's gonna make the mistake.
I like seeing it. I'm glad it wasn't a shootout. I'm glad that both defenses came to play. But I tell you, It's Stephon Diggs at the end of the road, at the end of his game, because he really he's kind of regressed. I know he's coming off of torn ACL from last year. But do you think this Super Bowl, regardless of how he performs, gonna be his tour de grace, his coup de grace? Because I'm not sure what he has left.
Are you judging that from a game in the snow?
No, I'm judging that from like all season. He hasn't produced the way that he thinks that he will, or the way that they expected him to. And I know it's a second year quarterback, but
right, you gotta take that in. You gotta take that into
consideration.
You also got to take into consideration 2 years to heal properly.
Yeah. And he's 32 now? Was he 31, 32 now?
Yeah.
So how much more does he have left?
Yeah, but I think that's the least of his issues.
Yeah.
With these charges pending coming up.
So, and with them babies.
I mean, and babies will keep you clocking in.
Yeah.
So that's something to be said. Now, let's move on to the more exciting gamblers game. And
I like the way you phrase it, because like we've talked about before, we want to see a good game. We want to see some offense. We want to see some defense. We don't want it to look like, oh, it was all offense because in no defense, or vice versa. So I like the way you said that for the gamblers, because
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to predict and gamble when the weather's involved.
Yeah.
With the exception of your over/under.
Yeah.
You can do something with that. But I mean, shoot. Let's start where we need to start. That Smith and Jigba and that Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
Some bad young men.
Yeah. It's not.
And the Brinks truck is about to be backed up, and they did exactly what I like players to do. You go to the negotiating table for your big contract, and you lay it out. And you lay it out with regular season numbers, and you lay it out with playoff and conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
Or in Jigba, it's gonna be Super Bowl numbers on your resume. Can you say that about Justin Jefferson?
Nope.
Can you say that about CeeDee Lamb?
Nope.
I'll give Jamar Chase credit. He does have that.
Yeah.
To say. He's an outlier in this. And this is not me saying because a lot of people are like, oh, these guys are supposed to play for free. I say this. Regular season numbers are like a stylish outfit. That's cool, but it ends up in clearance at that Burlington Coat Factory. Playoff and conference championship numbers, that means you wore that outfit somewhere where it mattered and you did something in it, and that outfit ended up in the Smithsonian. See, we get into I just don't like paying players who don't give me what those two young men gave me. And I understand it's a team sport. I just don't like paying players who didn't give me what those two young men gave me.
Yeah. Bottom line, like you say,
all out of control.
Big time players make big time plays, big time games.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you said about your outfit. It's like back in the day, you going to a party at somebody's house, you wearing your Chess King. But if you going to a nice club, you're not wearing what you bought from the Chess King. You stepping it up.
You stepping it up.
Yeah.
You stepping it up. And get an opportunity to step it up. Because guess what? If you wearing what you wearing at Chess King, The regular
You ain't
season
gonna
girl
stand out.
press ain't nobody.
Yeah, you ain't gonna stand out.
She ain't nobody. Who you impressing now?
Yeah.
You might well wear that on stroll.
Yeah, because my
Like,
thing is, my thing is, the regular season is just that. It's regular season. You're supposed to be producing, and you do have games where you're playing a less than stellar opponent, so you should dominate some of
right.
those games.
I
But
don't
when you
want
get to
bringing
the playoffs, you should be one of the best teams and one of the best players, and you're going to be going against one of the best teams with the best players. That's when you have to step up. When people start talking about guys going Hall of Famers and this, that, and great players, the first thing I do is look at what you did in the regular season, your average yards per carry, average yards per game, regardless if you're a running back or a receiver or a quarterback or DB or pass rusher. You put up good numbers, or very good numbers in the regular season, but when we get to the playoffs, your average, is it the same, meaning you get at least the same amount of effort, or is it less than? Because you need to step it up because you're going against better opposition every week. Now, the best players step it up and they perform even better than they did in the regular season. And for Nacua and JSN to do that, you
knowing
up
that
here.
that man was across the field, knowing
Yeah,
that
you up here.
man across the field had been, y'all been eye and eye the whole season about who been that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and you go and your opponent, not just the guy who plays the same position on the other side of the field, but the guy who's lined up across you knows all about you too, and he's ready to step it up too.
Shout out to 1995, Michael Irvin versus prime Deion Sanders, Dallas versus San Francisco. I believe that was a conference championship game. 192 yards for Michael Irvin. But let's not get it twisted. He faced Deion Sanders. Michael Irvin had about 10 catches, but he had like 28 targets.
Yeah.
So Prime did his job too. And that was the game with the arm ball. So this is what I'm talking about. This is how you make your mark. To me.
Yeah, the postseason is where you shine. There are people who are in the Hall of Fame, not just because they did well in the regular, but because they stepped up in the postseason. And that's where they shine, and that's where you make your mark. But these two, Njigba and Nacua, at this moment, they are the two best wide receivers. And Njigba has my vote for being the best. I mean, because
y'all hear that St. Brown and
Brown? This man is open.
And Pickens and
wide open.
Wide open.
Yeah, he gets open regardless of what's going on. And he comes down with the ball. Nacua makes contested catches and gets open. And nobody expected that out of Nacua. If you look at what he did in college, his senior year, his last year in college, he put up some good numbers, but nobody was trying to go after Puka Nacua and say, oh, this is going to be a steal. And Njigba, and just another line of those Ohio State wide receivers.
I mean, just another line of Ohio State wide receivers just making that case.
Yeah, but
it's Alabama and you win.
Yeah, and the defenses, they did all they could. They did all they could.
Seattle, I will give Seattle credit. They put together their defense the week before. And so I like seeing that, hey, we put our bodies on the line last week. Offense. Step up. See, this is in those instances where defense puts you in better position to win games. Offense scores points to win championships. So I want to say, yes. Shout out to Matthew Stafford. Got cut a little short, but I do believe this conference championship game appearance still puts you where you need to be.
Yeah, there's nothing you can say bad.
There's nothing you can
Nothing you
say
say
bad,
bad.
you know. And I want to say, Seattle gave up 365 passing yards, 365, meaning they 479 total. They weren't on their best day. I believe they're gonna come back and do better in 2 weeks. Once they get their body back up. But that man put him up for 365,
Yeah,
and
and
you know, he still was scoring points.
yeah,
He-
3
I
touchdowns,
know
no
a team.
interceptions.
I know a team that played the NFC West contender twice, and I heard they don't have no defense, but they had 371 passing yards total in 2 games. But he didn't do what Stafford did. So all I'm saying is, defense win championships. Offense scores. No, defense puts you in a
Defense,
better
good
position.
champ. Yeah,
Offense got to score some points.
yeah. Stafford, I'll say it again. Since he's been with the Rams, for me, he has played his way into the Hall of Fame. I was not letting him in Canton for what he did
Oh
in
yeah.
Detroit. I just can't. But what he's done and showed that it wasn't a fluke when his first year with the Rams, he's continually putting it up. And again, this is when you see that a guy has the heart of a champion. Stafford has never, even in grade school, tucked it and ran and was effective. That one run he did
And
when
he
he took off,
wanted it.
he wanted that. It
He-
reminded
he-
me of Elway in the Super Bowl with when the helicopter.
you know what
I
that
mean, he
was?
wanted it.
You know what that was? He said, "Man, my boy Kershaw got 2 rings. I need me too."
I
That's
need
what he
me too.
wanted. He wanted
Yeah, I
that.
mean,
But before
and when
I
you saw
always
that,
forget this guy now, Sam I am now.
yeah, that
Sam
I
I
mean,
am.
and those teams offensively are very similar, very similar.
Very similar. But you
Kurt,
build you build within your conference.
yeah, they in that division,
I mean,
you
your
got
division.
14, 13, and 12 wins from 3 of those 4 teams in
Come
that
on now.
division. So I mean, you got with 3 teams having double-digit wins, you know what kind of competition they have. And watching, and I have to tell you, ultimately, I'm not happy for anybody that goes to the Super Bowl and wins if it's not my team. But it's nice, but I can appreciate the journey for somebody else who gets there. I have got to give credit, and I am happy for Sam Darnold because this
Woo.
man came back from seeing ghosts. Now he's seen his way to a Super Bowl because he was in the right armpit of the NFL when he was with the Jets.
What you think? What you think the Vikings are saying about the choice they made for McCarthy over him?
It
He
was
was
stupid.
14-3.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got you. I drafted this guy in the first round. I need him and want him to get out there and play. But he got to earn it. And this dude just got me 14 wins.
Whew.
I'm signing him, bringing him back, and y'all gonna have to fight it out. If worst case scenario, I end up with 2 quarterbacks who can really play, and one of y'all gonna be trade bait. But
It happened before.
yeah, I'm not giving up 14 wins, especially when he was lighting it up in the process. It's not like he was a game manager or just dinking and dunking. He was playing ball. He went to Carolina. That was the left foot of the NFL. It's the stinky part of your foot. Goes to
I need to focus some hydrogen peroxide.
Frisco.
Right.
Goes to Frisco, gets some teaching and instruction from Shanahan because he wasn't the starter. Then learns more when he goes to Minnesota and brings it with him and learns some more in Seattle. I mean, and Cooper Kupp has had a little resurgence as well. You can't, and I know there's some people that, man, you look at who he's throwing to or whatnot. He should.
Oh, hindsight.
I don't like that. I don't like that. You can't fault a person for doing their job. And if you get me you get me somebody who can play, we're gonna both look good. But you know, what I
That's
mean,
all
you got
good.
you got Stafford throwing to Nakua, and then still got Devontae Adams. All he doing now is catching touchdowns. So I mean,
Right.
you got two. So no, I don't like. I don't know if you've ever watched, but Shaden McCoy was dogging him out the other night, saying, but he didn't really do anything, nothing special. I mean, he won, but I'm like, why are you faulting the man for doing his job? Why are you faulting the man for three touchdowns, no interceptions, and won the game? You can't. I'm sorry, you can't fault somebody for doing their job and doing their job well. I don't care how much talent you got around you. We winning, and I got this talent. Okay, well, I should be winning because I got people who can do what I need them to do. And that's what building a team is all about. That's what you need to do. While you got these other quarterbacks who can sling it all around and whatnot, and they got crap for receivers. And well, if he has some weapons, if he had weapons, yeah, he'd be better. But you can't fault him. But you can't say, yeah, well, so and so needs weapons, so you can't say he's a bad quarterback. By that same token, you can't say, oh, well, since he's got weapons, he's not that good. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
You ever notice how people can start out in the same foundation,
Mm-hmm.
but after a coach, don't a coach doesn't just start out great. He puts the players in position. The players that's in position execute. They execute to success. They execute the championship success. And now suddenly it's look who he had. I don't like that.
It.
I don't like that. You don't start out like that. You execute.
Yeah, right. And you want to fault Donald for that? Let's look at this.
Donald could have easily not executed what he had and made them look like or them not catch Donald's passes.
Yeah, let's look at Seattle's offense. They had everything there last year, but Geno Smith was under center. Different coach, but still, you had those same things. And Jacob didn't just learn how to play this year.
He didn't just learn how to play. How much, and nothing against him, but how much did Andy Reid's offense change with Alex Smith back there versus Mahomes?
Right.
How much did it change?
It didn't change, but that quarterback changed. You got a quarterback who could do other things.
All that hindsight, that people just be saying stuff that I don't agree with after the fact. Them boys, I don't care how you slice it. You can look back 20 years and say, oh, look who he had. When they first started out and they had to draft that person.
Yeah.
Or they had to go look that person up out of free agency because they didn't know how to utilize him right. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all really gotta stop that. But shout out to Sam. I am. Because Sam, right now.
And they got to steal. 3 years, 100, 3 years, 100 million. You only paying him 30-something million a year.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah. 3 years, 100 million. He earned another $3 million in incentives with that win. Because he got $500,000 for each incentive that he hit. And making it to the Super Bowl was another $500,000.
So I got a question. Drake May, when was he drafted? What round?
First.
Sam Darnold, regardless of
first.
What do we draft first round quarterbacks to do?
Win championship. Get you to the championship and ideally win it.
Regardless of what your analytics and your percentages are talking about, where the first pick overall is a balloon stat, and you don't get there, and it's only 47% out of since 1967. Stop it. That's 47%. That's one. Not just made it.
Yeah, you get that guy who's the most important member, who's the most important player and position in team
Oh man.
sports, and you get them early. You say, hey, it's a first round pick, and the expectation, especially these days with the cap and everything, is hey, let's see if we can get to the Super Bowl in your first contract,
In your
and
first
then we
contract,
and then we can try to work some things out.
13 quarterbacks, third round or below, have won Super Bowls. Of those 13, 11 did it within the first 6 years of their NFL career. So, hey, meaning in those 3 years of your development, we building way outside of you. You didn't win that game for us.
Mm-hmm.
We building outside of you. So then when you tax us, we need to get a win.
And they got to steal with Donald.
Stop throwing Nick Foles' name out there. He didn't get in there until, was he in the NFC Championship game, or that's when
he
got hurt?
Played the NFC Championship game.
And in the Super Bowl.
But he didn't. But it's not like he was a starter the full time.
He
wasn't a starter the whole season.
But
that's when Wentz
got him the whole.
And Wentz was the first round draft pick.
Y'all got to cut it out. All this slicing hairs.
There's a reason why.
Not
just quarterbacks, but there's a reason why people are picked in the first round, and the expectation is you're going to reach at high end a level of greatness, low end a level of very, very goodness.
A level of very, very good. Low end. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm looking forward in watching Kenny Walker run. He didn't put up a lot of yards, but he put up effective yards. And when you come up to him, he arrives. He brings the thunder.
He definitely has you making business decisions.
And on the other side, looking at Kyron Williams, he runs hard too. He runs hard. He's running like he want to check. I mean, I think they should have ran him more. It would have been good if they had run him some more. But they also got I want to call him Crumb, but that's not his name.
It's the weapons they got on the outside that make you not want that play call. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, it's like, dang, I got
it's tough. And then
I ain't got but one ball.
And no matter where I go with the play call, they execute.
Yeah.
It's not looking like a bad decision.
Yeah, you got two offenses that execute. And seeing them play each other 3 times in one season, that right there takes a lot to beat a team 2 times, and definitely a lot to beat a team 3 times. You see how evenly matched they were in those 2.
All of them were good games.
Yeah.
All of them exciting TV. So make sure you follow and subscribe to the No Jazz Show, NOJASSSHOW on YouTube. You can find us live right now on Facebook, on my page, NIVEK, DUPONTZ, or however I got it. No, it's DUPONTZEK. That's where you find me. I've been saying that wrong for weeks.
Don't get pulled over by a cop and you try to he asks your name, you can't spell it. It really is my name.
Exactly. But you know what I do? I do have my driver's license number memorized. Android. But and also on No Jazz Show page, you can find the link. Also, we are live on TikTok, Twitch, and I forgot to say it first, Riverside platform. If anybody wants to join us on riverside.fm, make sure you do that. And Russell Tanker's page in the locker room. So let's move on. And I pumped this up as big news because I wanted to get to you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a big deal. We're going to get to you because you're wearing the jersey. I want to know if you... we're going to get to it right after this because we're talking about coaches.
Mm-hmm.
But because I want to hear the arguments, how this flows. Bill Belichick did not make the cut for a first ballot Hall of Fame. Let me put this in perspective for you all. First ballot Hall of Famers, coaches, only been three. Only been three. Chuck Noll, Don Shula, Tom Landry. There have been hyperbolized whispers of Bill Belichick being better than those three. I don't know if it was he did the NFL a disservice by saying he didn't want to complete his coaching career as an NFL coach and went to college. I don't know if he snubbed his nose and you snubbed whatever they say, in the face of the NFL by saying that, and they didn't do him right, or they looked at Tom winning one more without him and saying, oh, it might have been him, not you, because that was an argument. I don't know if they looked at Vrabel and said Kraft might be a little bit more craftier as far as a franchise and an organization than I believe. I don't know. But why do you think Bill Belichick did not receive all of the votes it took for him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Tank, please tell me what you think.
First of all, to get this out of the way, I believe that he is more than worthy of being the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Why does that matter so much?
It's just something to say, because it's just like if you own, okay, you ever watch Pop the Balloon to Find Love?
Yeah.
All right. It's two people left with their balloons. Two dudes left with their balloons. And you see, and the girl says she likes both of them or whatever, and she got to make a choice. And I really like you, but I really, and one guy said, well, she's taking too long, and go ahead and pops his balloon, because, hey, apparently I wasn't gonna be her first choice, so I don't want to be the runner-up. I should have been the first one who she came to, instead of saying until now it's like make it look like she's settling for the other guy. And she's like, well, I don't know why he popped. I was probably gonna pick you. No, if you don't know that you want me right away, I don't want to deal with it. I think that's why being the first ballot means something, because there are levels to it. It looks better and sounds better and feels better if the first time you were eligible to get in, you got in, as opposed to waiting 2 or 3 or 5 times, because it's still just as prestigious when you get in, but
and you haven't done anything outside of the sport that kind of negates the politics. Yeah, I got it.
Right. But these are the reasons why I can come up with for why Belichick isn't in. It didn't get in first ballot. One, he wasn't nice to the media. He wasn't, he just gave him, well, so what do you think, what are you doing about, we're on to Cincinnati. Well, we're on to Cincinnati. Well, Bill, no soundbite, no engagement whatsoever. Basically, he was up there. It was like he was up there and hated doing it, and was like, hey, and it was almost like he was Marshawn Lynch. I'm just up here so I don't get fined. So I think the fact that the media didn't like him, also, and this goes both ways. When he was in Cleveland, they had one win this season.
You're gonna talk about the resume.
Yeah. So you look at that and you say, well, how good was it? He didn't win in Cleveland. And we all know nobody wins in Cleveland, even back then. So, but when I'm just saying, there's a reason. I think that factors in. When he was on the verge of possibly getting moved out of New England, because they had, Brady was on the bench and he didn't do well his first year in New England either. And there was wondering, like, wait a minute, should he really be here or not? And then, and this goes into another topic, so I won't talk. We'll come back to it, the what ifs. But
right.
there's a certain thing that happened that changed the fortunes of the entire franchise. And that was, had that thing not happened, there's a possibility that we wouldn't be discussing why he's not a Hall of Fame, why he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He might not be being discussed as a Hall of Famer, period. Also, the fact that, like I said, Brady won one without him, because it was always, all those years, it was, hey, is it Brady or is it Belichick? Which one is it? Why can't it be both? Why can't they work well together and get things done? Why does it have to be it's the coach or it's the quarterback? So I think those things factor in. And also the fact that he did get fired. He didn't do well after Brady left. He had the one playoff berth with Mac Jones. And after that, they let him go. And now he's coaching in college, and that didn't go well this year either. So it's like, and I do think the fact that he didn't do well in college this year, it's in somebody's subconscious. Like, man, if he was that good, you would think that he could have, being all that, you would think that he could have gotten the players and put out a respectable product in college, which has nothing to do with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But it's just like telling the jury, strike that last comment. I done heard it. You can't tell me to strike it, because it happened. I heard it. I can't unhear it. They can't unsee that he stumped at North Carolina this past season. So I think those things factor in. But my reason for him being in the Hall of Fame, and you mentioned Parcells. Parcells has 2 championships. Parcells didn't win anything without Belichick as his defensive coordinator. So he has 2 rings as a defensive coordinator with the Giants. He goes to New England and he has 6 rings as a Super Bowl rings. And granted, he lost 3. Yeah, he lost 3.
Lost 3.
4. But it's not like he lost 2 to the Eagles.
What he was on? He was on the staff. He was on the staff when Bledsoe went in 1990.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah. So he's
defensive backs coach.
Yeah. So he's lost some as well. So he's 6 so as a head coach, he's 6-3.
3.
He's 6-3. Had he lost one more, 6-3 looks good, but 6-3 looks good, but now I can't do my math. But 5-4 looks a little different.
Close to 500.
Yeah, you like, man, you barely above average. But I think all those things factor in. But I think the biggest factor is, I think the biggest factor is the media did not like Belichick. But I think that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's got 8 rings. There's no way you can't poo-poo that. You can't overlook that.
Yeah,
and the bottom line,
that's some red Jones. That's some stuff. Pat Riley,
you play to win championships. He coached and got 8. There's no truly logical reason for him not to be in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. So let's say he gets in next year. Why? Why does he get in next year or the year after? He ain't won any more games. He ain't done anything to change his resume. That's why I don't really care for people getting into the Hall of Fame 20 and 30 years after they finish playing. Did they get better all of a sudden? I mean, you either are or you're not. Now, if you have a certain amount of players or people that you're going to put in each year, you say, well, hey, he just missed the cut. The guy just missed the cut because these other 5 guys were just a little bit better at what they did than he did, but he's going to get in next year. I understand that. But there's no reason you can't. Hell, Bud Grant is in the Hall of Fame. Marv Levy is in the Hall of Fame. They 0-8 in Super Bowls. They didn't go in first ballot, but they're in. There's no reason why he should not be in. I got 8 damn rings. What else do I need to do to get in? I'm not kissing anybody's butt. But what do I need to do to get in? Or do I need to do like T.O. and have my own ceremony whenever I get in? Have my own ceremony in some other city? Because it's illogical. There's no reason. And two other things that could be why he's not in: Spygate and Deflategate.
You know what?
Those are the two things
We might have to
and not
smack
liking
you a
the
little
media.
bit. We might have to
Yeah.
smack you a little bit for that.
Yeah.
But you think they'll smack Brady though?
Nah, I don't think they will. They could, and you could say they should, but I've always felt this way: Deflategate, Spygate, and anybody that's played ball knows. Yeah, anybody that's played.
Deflategate is not a coach saying I need the ball to be, but you know.
At least we haven't heard about a coach.
We haven't heard,
right? Out. Yeah,
right.
But
if
it was done under his watch. It was done under his watch. So therefore, by default, he's complicit in it, even if he didn't know about it, because it happened under his watch. But with Spygate, I'm like this, and anybody that's played ball knows. I can tell you exactly what I'm going to do, and you know exactly what I'm going to do.
Excuse me.
You have to prevent me from doing it. People knew the rounds were running 47 gap 10, 12 times every game, and they knew it, and they still couldn't stop it. So knowing that what Belichick knowing your signals and all of this, yeah, he can call this, that, other, but you still got to execute. You can't execute when somebody knows what you're going to do. You just have to do it better. You just have to do a better job executing
than them.
With them. So, but I don't think that's I wouldn't hold it against him. It's not like he cheated and got 8 rings.
Because I will say this. If he doesn't go to college, and I don't know about first ballot, but if he doesn't go to college, they don't hold that elongated gap of losing again or not even going to championships against him, because they didn't hold it against Marine. I mean, they didn't hold it against Shula. They didn't hold it against Landry. They didn't hold it against No. You know, they had, and I'm not even talking about pre. I'm talking about once you start seeing success, the latter part of their careers, it was a whole lot of what have you done for me lately?
Right.
So I don't think they would have held. I don't even think they're holding that against him. I do believe Spygate, Deflategate, media. Those are some good particular reasons to because the media is funny.
Yeah.
You know,
if they love you, you get in. I mean, and some people gonna say I'm crazy or whatnot, but I think Howie Long is in because he's been on Fox. He got in because he was on Fox for so long. Because he was on Fox.
Absolutely.
But nobody ever said, man, Howie Long, one of the greatest defensive ends ever played.
I know a quarterback named Troy Aikman. And I'm not taking anything away from Troy. I think he's a Hall of Famer, but I mean, like, numerically, he's not in your upper echelon. I mean, maybe leadership.
Yeah, he's got no numbers.
The numbers
other than those 3 championships,
right?
They will put him in any kind of category. He never led the league in anything,
right?
But he did lead his team to three championships. But I don't think that anything should be held against Belichick. He should be next August, this coming August, he should be on the podium getting his jacket and seeing his bust.
I'm gonna say this. And this is a coach who is not gonna be a NFL Hall of Fame coach. But if you would have been a media darling like Bear Switzer, they probably wouldn't even been mad at you about Deflategate or Spygate.
If he was like Bum Phillips, he
Bum
would
Phillips.
get a. Yeah,
Bum
Bum
Phillips.
never won anything,
Never
but
won anything.
but look, well, Earl can't run. He can't run 40 yards. He can't run a mile. He don't have to run a mile. He just gotta run 10 yards at a time. I won't give him the ball to tell him to run a yard. I won't give him the ball and tell him to run 100 yards.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He should be in as a first ballot. But then, like you said, this is their way of slapping him on the wrist. And in the end, when he does get in, he's gonna be just as happy and excited. He's not gonna say, "Man, I can't believe they didn't get me in." But it is wrong that they didn't put him in.
It's kind of iffy. Now, speaking of head coaches and being hired, I think you got a good one, man. I just want to like here's what it is. It's not, if you don't know, Mike McCarthy, former Green Bay Packers head coach. We don't need to start where he was. But I will say this. That is something. Did you write that? Mike McCarthy, Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys, now Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. Three
iconic
franchises, and you the head coach. And the thing is, Pittsburgh likes the younger guys, so we thought. But they went with Mike McCarthy. Now, I just want to know, what do you think about that hire for your offense?
Mike McCarthy has a very good offensive mind, but we don't have a very good offensive personnel. We have a wide receiver who really is a wide receiver 2, but he's our 1 because we're paying him like a 1. We don't have a wide receiver 2. We don't have a 3. We don't have a 4. But we got 4 damn tight ends, one of which needs to get moved to fullback, which is Hayward. And Jonnu Smith needs to be sent packing. Bring back Darnell, and Freiermuth is under contract. Offensive line was improved this year. Offensive line was actually solid. They were ranked 8th overall by Pro Football Focus as far as the pass protection and run blocking. Now, we've got no quarterback. I mean, Aaron Rodgers can come back, but all it does is stunt our growth for another year, because what are you going to do? Keep bringing them back? Like, well, he still got just a little bit more in him. No, we need to get a quarterback. We drafted in the 21st pick in the first round, so we're not going to find a quarterback in the first round, and we don't need to reach for one. Now, if we can find one in the second, so be it. But we don't need to do it. We don't need to do the Kenny Pickett thing again. For our offense, if we ever get a trigger man, it's going to help. But it also depends on who our offensive coordinator is. We need an offensive coordinator, because Arthur Smith is going to Ohio State to be their offensive coordinator. Good riddance. Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. We need a defensive coordinator. For our offense, again, his scheme, his system will work well once we get those components. At this point, we don't have them, and we're looking at a 2-3 year rebuild, because we're not going to get all of that in one off season, in one draft. We're not impact players. We're not. It's going to take 2 to 3 years, and with a fan base, the Rooners will be, but will the fan base be patient with 5, 6, 7, 8 wins over the next 3 years, per season, and then 4th year get to double digits, and then in the 5th year they'll make a legitimate run? He'll be 68 by then. Is he gonna sit? He'll be the age that Andy Reid is now. So for the offense, if we had the offense, I would be okay with it. I'm not excited about the hire because of his age, and I don't discriminate against age, but because of what coaching involves and everything, the stress, the hours, the pressure, everything. At 63, most people are retired or about to retire at 63 to 65. Do you really want to take that on? Because they don't. Coaches not 9 to 5. Coaching could be is like 9 to 9, 365 days a year. Because like right now, the season is over. McCarthy was just hired today and had his press conference. McCarthy's working on the season already. He's not. Ooh, I don't start to the. I got a whole week or 2 weeks before I start my job.
Right.
So
we got a day before we get the syllabus.
Yeah. So if we already had pieces in place, I'd be more enthused about it. But I do like the fact, and if I saw his press conference, the man, he is from Pittsburgh. He knows the culture. He knows the fan base. He knows all about that. And he said to be able to coach the team, and he was about to tear up and almost brought tears to my eyes. He said, but be able to coach the team who, when you came home from the hospital as a baby, you were in those colors. He's like, that's special. So hopefully he'll do well.
Do you think he got hired to keep Aaron Rodgers in the building?
I don't think that's why he did it, but they asked him, hey, how would you feel, or would you bring Aaron Rodgers back as a quarterback? And he said, why wouldn't I? So, and I think, so there's a possibility that he could be back. But again, unless we get a quarterback of the future as well, bringing Rodgers back doesn't mean anything, because if he retires after next year, after this coming season, we still got to find a damn quarterback. You know what I mean?
I'm tell you what y'all about to do.
We need to give Malik Willis.
Malik
Willis. Yeah.
Hey, tell you what y'all about to do. It's about to be some blockbusters going on. Because New England, I shouldn't say I hope they don't. I don't wish bad on nobody, but there's a possibility they're going to get 7. We know this, right? And it's
possible.
There are 1, 2, 3 teams in particular do not want that number to extend.
Mm-hmm.
We know those teams.
Yeah.
We do. And there's some familiarity. And I'm going off these 3 years. You said he'll be 6 to 8. I saw a quarterback for whom I don't like grow under McCarthy. I can't lie. Mm-hmm. And when he was calling the plays for him, they were damn good. It might be some blockbuster going on, man. Y'all, that Dak Prescott might end up stealing.
Let's put it this way. It'll be better than what we've had. It'll be better than what we've had.
In 2027 to end 2028, and Mike McCarthy 6 to 8, because I think the Rooneys are looking at age 2 and said, it's just not where we wanted to be right now. I think this is a good decision because the Rooneys want to just assess the landscape right quick. Been a long time since we know how to pluck up, and let's be honest with that plucking. Mike T was gifted a squad to a degree. He had a 1 year away, 2 year away factual squad that he was gifted, and then he ended up being what he been. No young coach deserves what y'all got going on right now, and probably can't handle it with Pittsburgh being, the franchise that it is.
It would be what in order to handle it, it would have to be the fact that they know that they have at least the 5 years to do it, to get it done, and that the Rooneys would not listen to the outside noise because their fan base feels like, hey, we need to be. Right now. The fan base is starving for a playoff win. If you can win a playoff game, hey, okay, good, we got something here. But they are not ready to go 7-10 or 6-11. What the hell? Because they're unrealistic as far as thinking that the team is better than what it is.
Are they ready to keep going 9-8 and
No,
saying,
they're not.
You know what I'm saying? Like certain people you can take that from, and that new coach, young coach, 30-something year old, 40-something year old, early 40, deserves 2 9-8s to build. But that's where we coming from. And that's not saying Mike McCarthy is not gonna go 9-8. But at 65, 68, and we understand what's going on, and you just a bridge in between. Let's see if you can put somebody on staff that we can now hire within when you get ready to get up out of here. If that's the case, I like the move.
I just know that the Rooney, he's already said that he doesn't look at this as needing to rebuild. I'm like, it's a rebuild. It can be an inside job, turning stuff over, but it's a rebuild because that roster is lackluster. We got old guys, we got guys who are who are Jags, just the guy, and they're features, and they're being featured. We need a bell cow running back because he's not on the roster. We need a legitimate wide receiver, at least somebody who can run on the other side of Metcalf. We need a coordinator who knows that you don't need 4 tight ends. And on the defensive side of the ball, I love him, but Hayward is long in the tooth, and you can bring him back if you want to and see how he does because he did well this year. But you need to be making sure that Edmund is getting some run, who we drafted in the first round as his replacement. We need to tell Pat Queen, get the heck up out of there because you ain't doing nothing. You do a whole lot of running towards the tackle. You just don't make it. But you doing a good job of saying you down. Ramsey. Hey, time is undefeated. You can't run anymore. You really aren't a safety. It's time for you to go. One and done in Pittsburgh. That's what it needs to be. And we got to do something to get some of these younger guys with some speed on the field as far as on the defense side of the ball. But it's a rebuild. That's the bottom line. It's a rebuild, and if McCarthy is the man for a rebuild and then hand it off in 5 years, so be it. But yeah, I wasn't enthused about the hire because I want a young, innovative guy.
All right. So, with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next topic, and I'm just gonna go straight at it. Since we're talking about coaches, who is your NFL Coach of the Year?
Man, you can have a 3-way tie. I mean, I got to give what's his name? I can't remember his name. In Seattle, I got to give him props for that. First year there, he takes him to the Super Bowl. I got to give Shanahan credit because he was the walking wounded all year, and they should see. And Frisco shouldn't have made the playoffs, but they did it. So it's for me, it's between those two, and Vrabel. Vrabel, you got to give him credit because first year with the team, and he's got them in the Super Bowl. We got two first year coaches, head coaches of that franchise in the Super Bowl this year. So I got to give Vrabel props.
And that is
It's a three-way tie for me.
That is my answer for both Coach of the Year and MVP, league MVP. Winner take all. Meaning, if Vrabel win, you the man. McDonald win, you the man. League MVP. If Drake May win, you the man. If Sam Darnold get it, you the man. I don't even want to argue because that is a lot. What all four of y'all have done, that's fantastic. Franchise-wise, hopefully we don't get into a Super Bowl where you making a play call for somebody to be the hero.
Yeah.
And that's just me being a historian with Seattle and New England history. But go ahead.
Yeah. And I think somebody else that you can throw in there, possibly MVP, because he had a whole lot to do with, they got a symbiotic relationship. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba could be, because
they don't give it to wide receivers like that, but
because you remember Cooper Kupp got it, but right. he had the Triple Crown. I think JSN deserves a whole lot of consideration because this man, like we talked about earlier, this man not only excelled in the regular season, but he's had a Larry Fitzgerald type pro season so far.
All right, so moving right along, who you have for? I'll go defensive player of the year first.
I got to give it to him. The sacks, the fact that he was doing it for a team that didn't do jack.
You already know.
Man, seeing double and triple teams, fighting a losing battle.
You already know.
I got to give it to Garrett.
And I'm with you. Is there any other answer?
Yeah, and it's not just the sacks. It's the fact that this man is double and triple teamed every play, and he puts up those kind of numbers. He had a couple of games. He had multiple 2 and 3 sack games.
2 and 3 sack games. Got the record.
And 4 sacks. So that we've talked about sacks and how they and the concept of him getting his record and all of this, that, and other. But individually, for what he did for that defense, he deserves it because he did more with less around him, not just defense, because that defense was good, but going out there knowing that, man, we don't have a chance on offense. We don't have a chance on offense. He was almost like Big Alvin Mack in the program. Man, damn, defense gonna have to pitch shutouts now.
Right.
To win games. So yeah, right. I got to give it to Garrett.
Now I will say this: we might not be able to give JSN MVP, but Offensive Player of the Year, I'm cool with that. That's my pick. I'm cool with that.
I'm fine with that, but I'm also calling my running back bias. James Cook for what he was doing for Buffalo. He was running that route.
They're a rushing leader.
He earned his money this year when he told him how much he wanted per year. He went out and earned it. Most guys they ask for that kind of money, and I still think running backs underpaid, the ones who are really doing the work. But he went out, got the money, and played better than he did the previous year. And the previous year, he led the league in rushing touchdowns. So, because the Bills, basically, on offense, it was Josh, and it was Cook. And they, so I got no problem with JSN.
Either one of them doing, for real.
Yeah, I got no problem with JSN, but I also have Cook.
I have no
Cook
problem.
in it also.
My choice is going to be JSN.
Mm-hmm.
But if James Cook gets it, I have no problem with that, Mr. Cook.
Whoever wins it, I got no problem with it at all.
Man,
he should have got it. I got no problem with it whatsoever.
I'm with that. I'm totally with that. Now, as we move into the second hour, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow us on YouTube. And no, I didn't forget. And follow us on YouTube at No Jazz Show, Instagram at The No Jazz Show. We are live on Twitch. We are live on TikTok. We are live on Facebook, on all the platforms that I named earlier. DUPONT, NIVEKZ. Our Facebook page, the link is on No Jazz Show. Russell Tanker, The Locker Room, and the electronic store. We're on that as well. And that's going to be changed too. But right now you can find it there because I know I got some people in my inbox telling me they were watching me there. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Them little shorts we be doing and them little stories, they starting to flicker. As we move closer into the off season where it's gonna be no jazz transitioning over into some hit refresh. We're gonna be giving y'all a lot of little things as we head into this off season because we're gonna try to remain and stay busy. Now, having said all that, maybe I should have went. No, I went top to bottom. It don't matter. Who's your rookie of the year?
Hold on, I got a power problem. Our rookie of the year will have to be. Shoot, I can't really. I'm trying to remember who rookies were. So the offensive line, I'm trying to remember his name.
Offensive line?
But they don't have stats. The guy who the Patriots drafted in the first round, he did an excellent job pass blocking this year.
Okay.
He kept.
I'm gonna have to look
Drake
at the
May up. Yeah, he kept Drake May upright. Yeah.
All right. So, shout out to him. We're gonna get his name.
The big uglies, you got to give them some love sometimes.
All right. I appreciate Tank giving the big uglies some love. We're gonna find his name. Mine. I think I just love wide receivers, man. T. McMillan, Titoria, whatever his name is. What his name is? Titaroa? Probably butchering your name, young man, but you are my rookie of the year out of Carolina. You saved that little young quarterback this year. Yeah, I'm gonna give you credit. You really you balled for him, and you gave him some confidence. So I'm gonna give you rookie of the year for that. But I do not want to go without this. Excuse me. Oh yeah, number 66, first round tackle, LSU.
Yeah.
Pick 4th overall, Mr. Will Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell.
And you are in this is how, if I, and you're not, but I almost want to do this for you now that I know this. You're making yourself a twin with Mr. John Hannah right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you are in your first year playing like this, protecting your quarterback in the Super Bowl. Shout out to you, young man. Shout out to you, Mr. Will Campbell. Tanks vote for Rookie of the Year. That's awesome, man. You probably got some second team or third team All Pro honors coming your way too.
Yeah.
You probably do.
And I expect him to be a future All Pro multiple times, and it don't count now, but also a multi Pro Bowler as well.
Multi Pro Bowler. Now I want to go back. I want to go back to that Hall of Fame with and we're not gonna stay on it long, but remember Kurt Warner said he doesn't need to be the one voting for the All Pros, and he didn't play the position. Do you think that would be a good idea for Hall of Fame as well?
Yeah, I've always thought that you need to get former players who played against these guys, and also some Hall of Famers that are already in there who played the position and played, and as well as coaches, and say, hey, let them vote on it, because the media voting on it, like I said, T.O. didn't get in first ballot because they didn't like him.
Yeah, the media should only have like a percentage.
Yeah.
A weight.
What's his name? Michael Irvin didn't get right in because, hey, we need to teach him something.
You need to teach
I think LT didn't get in right away because we need to teach him something. No, if you are the best or among the truly among the best to ever play your position and ever play the game, you need to get in there. And it's saying that, no, hey, we're gonna teach you a lesson.
Absolutely.
Why are you teaching me a lesson? For what?
Why are you?
The film don't lie.
See, you know what? And if I didn't do anything to you between 50-yard width, 110-yard length, yeah, I might have partied in my 20s. Who didn't? Yeah, I might have caught an attitude in between weeks and you dogged me out, and then some people need to learn to let that go.
Yeah,
but that's why media, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but I do agree. You need to because not just, well, no, it's not even about not just. Your peer group understands things that people outside just don't.
Right.
That's why people say, if you ain't never played the game, you shouldn't be. I don't argue with anybody that's actually played.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about you, Al Bundy on Facebook, the legend of what high school Al Bundy went to?
Polk High.
Polk High. Not you. I'm not talking about high school dude. I'm talking about the guy, D1 prospect, all the way through. Just you got your family on your head, all that stuff, all them girlfriends. That guy. I don't argue with them. I don't have time. Like them boys, it's a different type of. I let them teach me things they know, and then when they get in the room with people who are beyond their talents and feats, I let them talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. But speaking of which, peer groups, the NFL's really it's the all pros. Like the Pro Bowl became a circus, but I'm an all pro guy. I hold all pro.
All pro counts.
All pro count. But congratulations to Shedeur Sanders for being admitted, advanced, allowed.
The fifth runner-up.
Asked, whatever the case may be, to play in this year's Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl games.
I don't like that. You know what? Let's just talk about it. What can be done about the Pro Bowl to make it better? I'm gonna tell you what can be done personally, but what you think?
Scrap it or get back to it being an actual game, and guys, and putting the prize money out there. If you win, you're gonna get an extra $1 million. If you lose, you ain't getting nothing. Give them something to play for. Get them out there and get those guys, get out there and play and say, man, that's $1 million extra. Well, I made 30 million a year. Yeah, but nobody want to give away, want to turn down the extra $1 million. And hey, but I can give my old lady this $1 billion and she can go and do whatever she wants to with that. But I think that's what they need to do, because it used to be winning the Pro Bowl, playing in it and winning it. There was a discrepancy in the money, and guys needed that money because they need to finish. They wanted to have extra room built onto the house.
Right.
So I think that's what they need to do. They need to, and the NFL needs to
leak in the roof, baby.
Yeah, and the NFL needs to let these guys know, if you get selected, you need to come and play. If you can't play, we need to have a legitimate medical reason from our doctors, from the NFL league doctors, for why you can't. And it can't be because your toenail hurts.
Because they ain't hitting like that. They're not hitting like that.
Yeah, and tell these guys tell these guys, hey, you need. But if that money is an incentive, we can get somebody who can do like Sean Taylor and come and lay somebody out in the Pro Bowl. You can get somebody like, you can get an Adrian Peterson to come and try to truck somebody in the Pro Bowl. You can get guys to go across the middle and take a lick from Ronnie Lott in the Pro Bowl, or deliver a lick. You can get that, because it needs to be a competitive game. And yeah, we're not trying to hurt anybody. And hey, I might pull up a little bit, but I'm gonna thump you. I'm not trying to put you out, but I'm gonna thump you, and you're gonna be like, ooh, man, we still playing ball. Because right now, and what they turned this mess into now, and then this Shedeur crap, I'm sorry. People say, oh, you just don't like him. No, I don't like the fact that he's the 18th runner-up to get into the Pro Bowl, to get into the Pro Bowl games.
Did you see him say, God know what he's doing? Like God done spoke and no one else can speak now. Yeah. Shedeur is in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't. You are not in the Pro Bowl because of your level of play. You got 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. But we can't gloss over the fact that Snoop got in there with 4 games under his belt of the either. I mean, it's ridiculous. They need to, if you're gonna put a rookie in there, if you're gonna put somebody in there whose team didn't have a great year, put Cam Ward in there. At least he has some positive stats. You know what I mean? He put up 3,000 yards. He had more touchdowns than interceptions. Put him in there. I can't justify a Trent Dilfer type season to put you in the Pro Bowl. 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. We were 3 in the hole because you threw the ball, turned it over 10 times.
All I can say is it's not that young man's fault that people didn't want to play and they asked him, but it's a bit much.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I do. Here's what I do miss, because the trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, them guys, they loved it.
Was all of my top guys are out here.
Mm-hmm.
And we are out here for a reason. See, here's what you're missing with the Pro Bowl. I heard someone say, I read someone say, George Pickens has found his way, and now everybody wants him because he's playing with Dak Prescott. Putting that on Dak, right? This ain't got nothing to do with my feelings about Dak or George. I hope George stays with Dak. However, What the Pro Bowl used to be, when y'all going out there playing full speed, the Pro Bowl was, wait a minute. So, Buddy is a free agent. Made it to the Pro Bowl. How much money we got? Oh, we got some extra money for a wide receiver? Really? Hey, George, I'm starting. Want to come over here and play a little pitch and catch? Want to come over here and play a little pitch and catch right quick? Let me see how you're balling a little bit. Let me see how many yards we can get this first quarter. And you out there negotiating.
Yeah.
You out there negotiating with a possible new wide receiver. Oh, defense, man. We ain't got no wide receivers, man. Keyshawn, you ever thought about the Bucks? All that happened in the Pro Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have no dog, you know. Quarterbacks out there like, man, I got good ball from that. Really? But do we throw it to you like that? Oh,
yeah, they used to recruit.
They used to recruit. See, you missed that side of the Pro Bowl because Jokers is like, oh man, hey, I can get out of this contract. Let me call my agent. It wasn't just happening in the agent office. I'm telling you about it. Hold on. What offense did you play in college? Such and such. You got moved away from that offense, didn't you? Yeah. How many touches you getting with your team? Barry? You know? How many touches you getting with your... Wait a minute. You mean to tell me... Whoa. No. Wait a minute. You a free agent offensive lineman? Hey, coach, let's start him right quick. I just kind of want to see what he do. Even though they ain't playing full speed, I just want to see his technique. See, we missing out on the negotiating that the players used to do within themselves when they got to Hawaii. They out there being their own off-season brand. Hey, man, you know, come drink with me. You know, all of that stuff don't happen when you having the NBC Athletes Challenge.
Yeah, and they don't. Yeah, you know? Guys also, they're afraid to compete against each other these days. I mean, the only event that I want to see, and they used to have it, I want to see them bring back a legitimate NFL's fastest man.
Thank you.
I don't need to see what was the other year? I don't need to see Michael Parsons running against somebody. No, bring me legitimate fastest guys in the league and let them go at it. Instead of them being scared that, man,
and have a weight class.
I might lose. Yeah.
Linebackers against linebackers. They fast enough now, or linebacker safeties, you know, stuff like that. Compete. I want it to be Michael Irvin going head up against, even though they was on the same team, but you know, they practicing. You can't stop me. Oh, you pretty good, man. You still got it, boy. Hey, man, let me have my people give you a call. We'll find that money to get you out of San Francisco. Like that's the type of stuff that Pro Bowls was doing.
Yeah,
that's a Pro Bowl.
Now it's just a farce. It's like they calling it Pro Bowl and they're not playing. You're not even playing ball. You playing flag football.
It's a pro trip.
Yeah, you playing 7-on-7 flag football.
So you're afraid to get hurt.
Yeah, so like offensive linemen, they don't go to the Pro Bowl because they ain't blocking nobody. Yeah,
so you don't deserve.
Yeah, you know, they can say, hey, we'll vote if we had a Pro Bowl game, you would be the starting center. But you would be the starting left guard. But since we don't play that anymore,
I'm asking myself, did the NFL even like that? Because the NBA going through the same thing too. Like these jokers were running set plays, and then just like Gilbert Arenas said, we were talking a whole lot of noise in the East-West locker room about what you're gonna do and what he did earlier that year.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go play full speed. Get out there and play full speed. First time you hit Shaq hard, Shaq say, "Oh, that's how we playing." My bad, big dog. Just let me know. Now we can go.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
So you can't, y'all taking away, you're taking away from how the players used to, negotiate other players to get on their squad. Like I know it's somebody saying, man, look at what GP and CD got. I want that. Mm-hmm. And CD might be like, I'm not gonna let you keep him. I'm not gonna let you take him.
Mm-hmm.
No, they over here.
They need to fix
it. They over here playing Will. They over here trying to be slick. Get him out here. Go home, GP. You're not playing Sunday. They got the 8. You just tell them you got hurt.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I saw some things where people were talking about they were going to boycott the Pro Bowl because of this. I was like, what do you boycott? Nobody watching it anyway. Nobody watches a flag football exhibition.
I used to love watching them jokers go back and forth and score.
Yeah.
And then they were boogieing on the sideline, like, what's up?
Yeah. Now it's terrible.
It's just who got their hair braided the best? Let me borrow your shades. Oh. That's the chain you be wearing in the game. Nah, I just copped this one with the Pro Bowl bonus. Man, all that. Body with all that.
Yeah, it's not good.
Sean would have snatched your chain. Now I ain't gonna put that on Sean, but Akeem
would.
Akeem would. Shout out to Akeem. Straight up. But at any rate, man, and then now we have the United Football League. You really want to understand what we're going on with that? Do you think there's a place for it? I actually do think there's a place for it, and it stems from what we're saying about the Pro Bowl.
For me,
and what we're saying about contracts.
For me, it's not, because the way I look at it, I watched the NFL all year. I watched them play the Super Bowl. I've already watched the varsity. I don't have any interest in seeing the B team. I mean, there's a reason why NCAA, they used to have the varsity in football, and they had the JV team in football as well, and they would go and play the other JVs. There's a reason why they don't have that anymore. Nobody goes to see the guys that is not playing. I've just watched the best quarterbacks, the best running backs, etc. play. I don't need to see the guys who didn't even make the league, and a lot of whom won't ever make the league. And I don't knock those guys for going out there, living their dream and playing and pursuing their dream of playing in the NFL. I don't knock that at all. I just personally don't want to see it. I just don't. I don't want to see, okay, all these receivers, they're running 4.7s and 4.6s. When I've been watching 4.2s, 4.3s, and 4.4s. I just don't. Some of them guys just aren't going to make it. The only thing that's interesting about those leagues is when you think about somebody who played, and you wonder where he went the past 2 years, because you remember him playing college ball and you hadn't seen him anywhere. Like, oh, okay, that's what he is. And that's it. But it doesn't appeal to me. I don't watch more than 5 minutes of it. And that might be because I'm trying to figure, it might be because the TV is stuck on that channel while I'm scrolling to see what else I'm gonna watch.
You just kind of gave a breakdown of why it doesn't have a place. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't disagree with anything you said. So I'm going to play. I don't even like to use the word devil. I'm just going to play antagonist to your protagonist. No. and say,
feel like we in literature discussing Shakespeare.
you know what? And that's the way I want our audience to understand. You know, because we got a lot of people out here who, you know, don't like elite reading.
Mhm.
So I'm going to talk about what they can do to help the UFL. And I know this is going to go against the NFL because I do believe that the NFL plots this on purpose. And let's begin here. I believe you begin with making this a legitimate, watch-worthy broadcast by giving it the same dynamics from a viewership standpoint you would give the NFL, because they don't play those games at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And I know they don't have a lot, but they don't. They put them on at night. They put them on at 6.
Mhm.
You kind of got to watch for them because your child or somebody in your family playing. That's one.
Mhm.
Give them that you own that time slot. Keep that time slot. Do something that allows Netflix, Amazon, and all the people for whom you stole money from with them Thursday night games in the
Mhm.
season to legitimize those games, right? That's one. Stop being so nasty with the UFL and any other league with them uniforms. You all are purposely not creating sellable uniforms for the youth to look at a jersey and just say, just from this standpoint alone, that jersey kind of fly.
Yeah.
I might want to rock that. Y'all make them jerseys to be ugly on purpose. Y'all do that on purpose. And I'm not even talking about the World Football League they had. Like, y'all have said, nah, we don't want them jerseys looking better than them jerseys because we don't want that kid rocking that with them Nikes. Nah, we don't want that.
Looking like the Monarchs in any given Sunday.
Y'all trying to see. I'm gonna take y'all back. That was what the USFL did on purpose. The Tampa Bay Bandits look at the Tampa Bay Buck, and don't get me wrong, honeysuckle orange is hot.
Yeah.
But when it was a losing color,
it wasn't.
The Tampa Bay Bandits said, oh, okay, we about to go with this red and gray and put this horse on here with this renegade. Oh, they wasn't playing around with that. Talk to me now. That Tampa Bay Bandits jersey was out there. And you know that Tampa Bay Bandits jersey was hot because that's why them Glazers said, we about to switch this color. And they went with that pewter and red. People trying to act like they don't know why all that red means attack. No, it don't. Y'all knew what was going on with the Tampa Bay Bandits. And they had that black going. And then when they had that black jersey going, you saw Atlanta switch up to that black out of that red. Stop playing. So get them jerseys looking like,
it's got to look like something. It should be something you want to wear, because I've never seen one of them jerseys for sale nowhere.
Exactly. Yeah. They look like they're ready to go straight to Burlington and Goodwill. Shout out to FUBU, but come on now. They look like them old school straight up in there.
Yeah.
And then lastly, because I'm not gonna hold you long with this one, but lastly, create a league that says, hey man, I know you want to go play your 8th year of college, eligibility in the NIL, but I'll give you that money to come over here. Because we got to plug, because all that extending that they doing over there,
Yeah.
Y'all got to cut that out. You just posted somebody that about to play his 8th year.
Yeah, 8th and 9th year. Yeah,
Oh my God.
it makes no damn sense. I
Y'all
mean,
got to
I'm sorry.
Go pluck them guys out of there and say, become a professional over here. We're gonna give you the same money, and then we're gonna incentivize you to a degree to where we're making your playoff appearances. If they can find a way to mask how, what do they play, like 12 games?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If they can mask the college profile of every game every week matters. Stop building up. They don't sell the conferences the same way. They don't sell like they have divisions. They don't sell the divisions the same way they sell in the NFL. And the NFL doing this on purpose. I'm not about to make you all better than me. I get it. But sell it to that degree and make those 12 games matter the same way it does from a college season, to where, oh man, I just lost the game. We out of it. No, you might still make the playoffs. You know, because the psychology of football, no matter when you play it, is still football. And if you can make me see something competitive, and it can have that splash, and it can be fashionable, you might have your product on your hand. You know, that's just for me. But I still agree with what Tank said. I don't know where you can put it, because they're not gonna do what I said.
Yeah, because, and last thing on that, it's the same reason why. I mean, if you're a football junkie, you might do it, but for the most part, because I've very seldom heard anybody discuss it. There's a reason why when they show Division II and Division III playoffs and championships on Saturdays, that nobody's watching it and nobody's looking at it unless your relative is playing or you're an alumni of this school. I'm not watching Sam Houston State versus Towson State unless those things apply, or I've heard something great about a particular player and I want to see for myself. Man, this dude had 3,000 yards rushing for Sam Houston State. What, for his career? No, for the season. Oh, well, let me see what it looked like. But other than that, no, UFL is not going to give me to watch.
Like, we knew another league outside, like playing football, didn't have a chance when we saw how the USFL stole Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
And we followed eyes over there. But the CFL tried to steal Rocket Ishmael in Toronto with all that money, and eyes didn't float up there.
Yeah.
So it's just different. Now, on to the next subject, which is it's still on sports. It's not a hit refresh, but it was a cool little moment that we had. And if you don't follow us, please make sure you follow us on our page at the No Jazz Show. Tank was so gracious to allow us into his mind. And he came up with a topic calling, and this is any sport, and you can lead us in the chat if you want to. The greatest what ifs in sports history. Chang, what you gonna read off some of your best ones, or you gonna give yours, and then I give mine, and then we read off some, from the chat.
Yeah, mine. I give 3. 2 of them are Steelers related.
Okay, you don't say.
Yeah, one is what if, and the backstory: the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears finished with the same worst record in 1969. So to figure out who was going to get the first pick in the 1970 draft, they had to flip a coin. So it's the Bears and the Steelers. They flip a coin, and they both wanted Terry Bradshaw, but only one was going to get him. Now, what if the Steelers had lost their coin toss and the Bears had picked Bradshaw? What would have happened to both franchises, and what would have happened with Bradshaw? Does he become Bradshaw? Do the Bears become a formidable team? Did we see Bradshaw and Peyton in the backfield at the same time? Did the Steelers wind up stuck with Terry Hanratty at quarterback? Does that dynasty exist, or does Terry Hanratty end up quarterbacking what became a great Steelers team roster with all the talent around him? And does he become more than just another Terry on the Steelers? Do the Bears say, hey, wait a minute, this kid Bradshaw, we want him first, we got him, and he can really sling the rock. Maybe we need to get some wide receivers, and we're not stuck with Bobby Douglas. And maybe things change. Maybe it might have been both teams still never do anything, or it might have been two teams. One team becomes competitive and the other stays stuck in mediocrity. So that's one. What would have happened if Bradshaw doesn't go to the Steelers but winds up there?
Before you get to your next one,
mm-hmm.
Before you get to your next one, you're telling me Terry Bradshaw was drafted 1970?
Yeah.
Could have went to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
The Pittsburgh Steelers don't go on that dynasty run until 70.
But they started in 72 when they beat the Raiders and with the Immaculate Reception.
So 72.
Yeah, that's when they start the playoff run and they get to the first Super Bowl, won the first Super Bowl in 74.
Who was the running back?
In 72 or in 74?
In 74.
74, the two backs were Franco and Rocky Bleier.
Franco and Rocky Bleier. When did they draft Franco?
72.
Okay. So Franco and Rocky Bleier.
And Frenchie Fuqua was also paired with Franco in 72 and 73. Bleier made it. Bleier was still recovering from getting his foot blown up in Vietnam. So he didn't come back and start contributing in 74.
I want to look at something for 1975. Because this is attached to your what if. That's what I thought. Terry would have been in his 5th season in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say everything remained the same.
Yeah.
You know who his running back would have been in 1975?
75. I think Peyton came out 76.
Peyton came out in 1975.
Yeah.
Y'all won 174, so he was ahead of schedule with Franco already being there.
Yeah. Well, Franco got there after Bradshaw. He came in 72.
Franco.
Yeah. Bradshaw was first. Franco came in 72.
70.
70 was Bradshaw.
70 was Bradshaw. Franco drafted 72.
Yeah. So
he would have had to wait 5 years for his Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So he still would have been in line with a Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah, and they might have been doing, like I say, it's a whole it's a whole bunch of variables that could have happened. It's like we got the Infinity Stone and we messing up the timeline. But that's what's fun about it.
That was fun about it. Okay, all right. Go on to your second one.
My second one is also Steelers related. In 1972, the Steelers again, Chuck Noll was conflicted about what running back he should draft. Should he draft Franco Harris from Penn State, or should he draft Robert Newhouse?
Ooh,
because he liked Newhouse, and I can't remember the coach's name. When he talked, it was a coach from another team, and he asked him, and he said, was asking like, "What do you think about the first pick?" And he said, "I want a running back. I'm going to get one, but I'm not sure. Should I get Franco or should I get Robert Newhouse?" Newhouse was from Houston, University of Houston. Short, squatty guy. Franco, 6'2", 230. He told Chuck Noll that a good big man beats a good little man. That's what made him pick Franco over Robert Newhouse, because he told him to get the good big man over the good little man, shorter man. Now, if Franco doesn't get drafted by Pittsburgh, what does Robert Newhouse do in the same role for the Steelers? Is it a similar trajectory, or is it because Newhouse never became a feature back in Dallas, so his career doesn't line up with Franco's. So does he still have that same? Does Newhouse still have that same career trajectory that he had in Dallas, never becoming a feature guy? And I have to believe he wound up moving to fullback. Well, Franco was a fullback, but we wound up being the secondary back. Or does he pick up and do the things that Franco ended up doing? And if so, and if that pick is made, how does that affect or cancel out or help her bring along the Steelers dynasty?
Because Newhouse did get him a championship with Dallas.
Yeah.
He wasn't a feature back, but he wasn't he wasn't a Hall of Fame. But then the wins and Franco and Yard made a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's not like Robert Newhouse didn't benefit from a great defense, which he was a bell cow to a degree. I don't think y'all missed up. I think Newhouse. I think it was just where Newhouse was in that offense, because Newhouse probably suffered from Staubach airing it out more than. Yeah, that's tough.
Remember, because Staubach wasn't the full-time starter, because Craig Morton
was still there. He was airing it out too.
Yeah, he would throw it, and also
he'll throw it too.
33. What was his name? I can't remember his name now. The silent guy, the guy that didn't want to talk to anybody, and they asked him for Dallas. Dwayne Thomas. Mr. A. If the Super Bowl is the ultimate game, why they play it again every year? That was his big quote. So Thomas was the feature back for a minute, and then of course Tony Dorsett came in 77, and that's when Newhouse was the backup or was the fullback.
See, the thing is, 72. Was Bob still there?
Yeah, Bob was near the end of the line.
Bob was at the end of the line. Bob was at the end. They still airing it out. Like they still. I think Franco still does Franco, but okay.
But
I don't think
I don't know. I don't think that it pans out the same.
Okay. I got a flip of the coin one too, but go ahead.
Yeah. And the last one I got is this AI. We're not talking about artificial intelligence. My Allen Iverson has said that football is his first love, and that he didn't even like basketball. He just played it. And if you've ever seen the clips, Iverson played special teams. He played He played receiver. He played DB, and he played quarterback. And in that area of Virginia, you know, you had Aaron Brooks, you had Mike Vick, you had Michael Vick, you had Donald Curry. I mean, not Donald Curry. Yeah, Donald Curry.
Ronald Curry.
Yeah, Ronald Curry. And the one who they say was better than all of them by far was Allen Iverson. Was the best quarterback out of all of them. Iverson was recruited by Nebraska to come there and run their offense. And he had a lot of other, what we call now Power 5 offers from major schools wanting him to come there and play football, which is what he wanted to do. However, he got into a brawl, which he was later pardoned for after he was convicted when he was his senior year in high school. So all of his offers got withdrawn. Nobody would touch him. He couldn't get a scholarship anywhere. So his mother went to Georgetown and begged John Thompson begged him to give her son an opportunity to play basketball at Georgetown. He goes to Georgetown, plays basketball, and eventually becomes an NBA Hall of Famer. Now, what if that fight never happens? So he avoids that fight altogether and goes with his first love of football. What happens with his football career, provided he doesn't get injured and goes to the NFL? What might happen? Because remember, he played basketball, became an NBA Hall of Famer, but he said he didn't really even like basketball. He just played it. But football was his love and what he really wanted to do. And he loved to hit people, and he also loved playing quarterback. So what would have happened if he hadn't gotten in that fight in the bowling alley? I think that's interesting.
Let me tell you why this interesting. Because there's a lot of layers to this one.
Mm-hmm.
What year did Allen Iverson graduate high school? That'd be 91, 92?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was 94, but it was in the
94?
Yeah, I think it was 94.
Even worse. Let me tell you why. I love you, Bubba Chuck. I love you. But when and this story made me cry. He came out, his mama said when he was born, he came out and she saw his arms went past his knees as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And his mama said,
hold on, he graduated high school in 94.
Okay. His mama said, oh, I got me a baller. So to your point, that right there, him getting in trouble, I think his mama could have went to some football schools and got them scholarship. But she had already said, I got me a baller.
Uh-huh.
So I don't even think she gave football. I'm not, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, she was a baller herself. She played basketball. Yeah. So, I don't even think she probably answered the phone to football people. Let's keep that, I got a baller. Two. If he come out in 1994, you say who's recruiting him?
Nebraska was one of the schools that were recruiting him.
Let's stop right there. We know who was coming out of Nebraska 94, 95 too.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Tommy Frazier.
Come on now. I'm just
Nah,
I don't know how that would have went, but there's a possibility AI might have been playing quarterback. I ain't saying.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
I mean,
saying
without. I mean, but he was
that
outstanding in
quarterback.
all those positions. He was outstanding at
He was
quarterback
outstanding. Hey, that boy,
and
that
receiver
boy, hey.
and DB.
But Nebraska, that was for quarterback. I'm just looking at it from there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been good. That would have been. Cause what Tommy, the year he got out, graduated high school, I think Tommy won the first one, and then that would have been Tommy's second year.
He got 2. Yeah.
So let's say he got out, he might have been taking on the guy that came behind, and I'm just speaking on quarterback. He might have got in his third year and got the young man. It was a guy.
Eric Crouch.
Eric. No, it was one.
Eric Crouch or Scott Frost.
Might have been Scott Frost, and then Eric Crouch came. He might have handled him. But that Tommy and AI quarterback at Nebraska thing, woo, that would have been that's a tough one right there, boy. I don't even know how to. Woo, thank you, John Thompson, but that's a tough one right there. But I'm glad you didn't graduate in 1992 because I was about to say, Tommy wanted to deal with them Canes. Nebraska was going down there seeing 91, 92. Was it Thompson? Chucky Thompson, whatever his name was, that we used to wear the he was bad until he got down there.
Bandana. Yeah.
Bandana around the neck. AI, you didn't want none of that. You didn't want none of that. You didn't want any of that. Now, AI, because I thought you were about to say you did say it. What if he doesn't go and get in trouble that night? Yeah, most definitely. But I didn't know Nebraska was on this list, boy. That's woo.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
That would have been nasty. That would have been very interesting because no one can deny Tommy was a bad boy. Shout out to Braden, Florida. My boy Tommy is a bad boy. Now, my what ifs, I'm gonna say this one. My first one was, no. I'm gonna do my coin toss.
Okay.
There were two franchises, two NFL franchises, new NFL franchises, that were established in 1976, and I'm doing this because of the 50 years.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, and the fact that they're in the Super Bowl. And since 1976, this will be Seattle's third time. Fourth in the Super Bowl. Okay. Bucks have 2. All right.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, both in 50 years have been doing their thing. But the Bucks have one more championship than them. That's what it is. All right. Nevertheless, they had a coin toss and a coin flip for who's going to get that first pick as well. So I'm asking myself, how does that turn out and that turn of events turn out if Seattle wins that coin flip and Leroy Selman goes to Seattle instead of going to the Bucks with the number 1 pick overall? Do you have the 79 defense in Seattle, or do you have it? Because that defensive tackle that they picked in Seattle, don't nobody even know who he is. But we all know who Leroy Selman became. So that was one. And then I got another Buck one.
Okay.
What if Hugh Culverhouse treats Bo Jackson like a human being and doesn't try to manipulate him about playing, and he come to him straight up. Because that was 1986, right?
Yeah.
And even though in 1986, if Bo signs with Tampa Bay, we then would have had Steve Young. I'm saying
Vinny was there.
Vinny was the first pick, 1987.
Yeah, so he would have had Vinny.
You would have had a 2, 3. Then Steve Young wasn't Heisman, right?
No.
Okay. He was just good.
Yeah.
You would have had, and all things honest, Vinny was 6'6". Steve, you weren't taking this position. It's just you weren't doing it. But you would have had 2 Heisman Trophy winners in Tampa Bay in the backfield. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And Vinny,
they also still
had a running game. Vinny needed a running game. Because that Lars Tate.
Because Kevin House was still there, I believe. But Jimmy Giles.
No. Jimmy Giles might have been on his last leg, but that was I think Vinny might have been throwing to Gerald. His first name was Gerald, his last name was Gerald, and Mark Carrier. Them boys.
Yeah, Carrier was still.
Yeah,
boys, he was young.
Yeah. Them boys was still doing their thing. And I think
now you put Bo with that, but you put Bo and Vinny would have fed off each other.
Oh my! The play action would have just been ridiculous. The play action would have been ridiculous if you're not keying on Vinny. Man, and Bo probably never decided to play baseball, because the decision to play baseball was
because the Bucs screwed.
Right. Now, my next one, now it's getting fun. Shout out to my boy, because I saw you at the bus stop, and a lot of people don't know this. I saw you at the what's up?
I think Willie Drury was still there.
Willie Drury, Willie Drury, all those things. Yeah. That's it. My Buck history it's cool, but it's not my but I got to give a shout out to the people. My next one, I saw you at the bus stop. A lot of people don't know this. I saw you at the bus stop, and you told me who you was gonna beat. You told me, remember the name. I'm gonna be the man here. He told me. I was at the bus stop. I'm gonna get the name wrong. Not Miccosukee Road, Tallahassee, Florida, but golly, I lived off that road. I have to look it up. They probably changed the name of the apartment, but we was at the bus stop together. This is a true story. And shout out to my boy, because you my boy too. We used to do that thing. I'm gonna share your name in a minute. But my boy told me straight up, remember my name. I'm about to be the man out here. For real? Yeah. Where you come from? Virginia. Okay. I used to be in school at Notre Dame. So my what if is, this is a true story. I've been around. What if Randy Moss doesn't get caught smoking weed at FSU?
Ooh.
My boy told me at the bus stop I was gonna be the man. I remember that story. He was gone like in 2 or 3 weeks. He lived right around the corner.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just want
Man,
to.
that would have been.
I want to
That
give
would have
y'all.
been something.
I want to give y'all the lineup. I think Ron Dugan would have still been there.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop might have been on his way, but it definitely would have been
Snoop
Randy
Menace.
and Peter Warwick. There was another one would have been in there too.
Lavernius Coles.
Oh God, yeah. LC would have been there. Oh God, LC would have been there. That's right. LC would have been there. That would have been some nasty. All them dogs, and that joker told me at the bus stop.
I'm gonna be
I
the
was thinking
man.
with him because his voice was country. I'm gonna be the man. He told me that. Got caught smoking weed. But
man.
you know, historians, it didn't stop him. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That what if right there. I would have hated. I'm trying. I'm trying to think who UM and UF had playing DPs them years. They would have some dogs, but
they would have been in trouble.
FSU had some dogs too.
Yeah, because you got Coles running the 4-3 and Moss running the 4-2, streaking down the field.
Peter Ward,
just working the slot.
Just working the slot. Shifty. Shout out to Skeet Pete. Pete Skeet. Oh, hey man. Ooh, boy, they would have been nasty. That thing now, it was somebody else, man. And we talking about.
I think what's his name was there. I think what's his name. He might have left, or he might have just left. And that was he's a big one. I interviewed him before. Cause I called him. I told him. I said
he had to leave early. You talking about Tamar?
Yeah. Tamar Vanover. Yeah.
If Tamar stays,
yeah,
he would have been there. But I think he would have been like maybe his third or fourth year. Yeah. Fourth year. Yeah. He would have still been there. If I'm not mistaken, it was another boy. Carvanzo came later. I need my Tallahassee people. I think his name was Fred. Fred something. He was out of Tallahassee too. Like Tallahassee had a cornerback. I think it was he came out with he was a wide receiver. Fred was the wide receiver. And the cornerback that left early after he dogged Miami that 1 year. Had all them babies. What was my boy name?
He went to New York.
Right, played in San Diego, New York. Yeah. You know him.
Yeah.
My bad. He came out with another dude in high school. His name was Fred. And Fred got in trouble. But I think he might have been in that little area there too. Like, that's a very Randy wouldn't stand but 1 year at Florida State. Like Randy. That would have been Randy would go.
That would have been
Randy.
Yeah, they would have won championships before that.
Oh my Lord. Oh boy. God was on that team in Gainesville side. But they won in 96. But I don't think that would have been happening. All our run was on UM run was on a decline to a degree. But that team in that Florida squad, no. Y'all wouldn't have been dealing with them boys. That was a dangerous set of they would have won that thing 96, 97. Not about 90. They'd have won that thing.
They would have won at least one.
Ooh. Who was quarterbacking?
Was that Casey Weldon?
Yeah, that might have been a little Casey. They might have had a 26-year-old by then too.
Weiss went W on the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, they might have had him a little bit. But anyway, My last one, and this is the grand finale of this one. For real. If Mo Lewis doesn't play game 2, Jets versus the New England Patriots in 2001.
Quick, Antonio Cromartie. That's who you think.
Cromartie. Antonio. Oh boy. Oh my God. Oh boy. I know Bob be rolling over his grave about that squad. Them squad heat, boy. Shout out to all them boys, man. But like I said, 2001, game 2, New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. If Mo Lewis doesn't play that game, history changes forever.
Yep. I say all the time, Mo Lewis impacted 20 years of football, NFL football, more than any other player.
More than any other player. That is the barroom trivia of all time to me. And Tom Brady, I think Mo Lewis still with us.
Yeah, yeah.
If you ever run for president, your VP
need to be Mo.
Need to be Mo.
Yeah,
you know
that man pivoted the entire NFL history for 20 years because he almost killed Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
Man almost died.
That one right there.
Oh, and today, if you deliver the hit like that, even though you hit him in the chest, they throw a flag just because you hit him too hard. Well,
Mo hit Drew so hard he
in the
knocked
chest.
Tom Brady in the Hall of Fame.
He knocked Drew out and knocked Tom in.
He knocked Drew out and knocked Tom in. Shout out to Drew Bledsoe, man. The enigma of NFL, man, to lose your spot to Tom Brady and Tony Romo. That's and he was a one of one. And the crazy part is lost it to a 6th round 199 and an undrafted. That's why all these people be talking the way they be talking now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Coincidentally, under Parcells.
Yeah. Both times.
No.
Yeah. No, he was still there.
Under Belichick.
Yeah.
He played under Parcells, lost his job under Belichick, though. He lost his job under Belichick. Yeah, man. But, boy, I think Belichick was trying to give him another chance. But, boy, hey, man. Hey. Mo Lewis, boy, hey. I don't even understand why the Jets don't. Well, that's probably why they don't have your jersey for sale.
Well, Mo Lewis needs to have a statue in front of New England.
In front of New England. Thank you. Hey, boy, New England Patriots fans. I know y'all love the Bruins. Ruzi, whatever his name is, all them great hockey players. I know y'all love Larry Bird. I know y'all love talking about what Lynn Bias would have been, Reggie Lewis. Shout out, rest in peace to all them what else. But Mo Lewis need to be right up there with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
He deserves.
Playing with Mo Lewis, he need to be up there with Orcan, Big Poppy,
Pedro. What's the guy that never missed a game for Baltimore Orioles?
Wade Boggs. Was Wade Boggs Boston?
I'm trying to remember the dude that what they call him, the Iron Horse.
Cal Ripken.
Yeah, Cal Ripken.
The one dude with the mustache that played that. But hey, boy, Mo Lewis. But y'all playing with Mo Lewis name.
Y'all owe Mo a ring. 6 of them.
Y'all owe Mo 6 rings. Y'all owe Mo 6 rings. For real. Shout out to Mo Lewis. Straight up. But at any rate, we are now and way beyond the final hour. These people like, what if they shut up? What if they just shut up?
It's like in Hustle and Flow when he was rapping and Anthony Anderson said, "Hey, wait, we gotta talk, man. The shit don't end, man. You got to come up with a hook. It don't end. You can't just keep going."
Rhyming. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, here go the hook. The hook is the final words, which is brought to you by the Mo Lewis Foundation. What's your final words, Tank?
Yeah, my final words real brief. This Friday, I get a chance to see my boys, the greatest group in R&B history, and in New Edition, as they start the New Edition Way tour here in Vegas. It's going to be them. It'll also be Boyz II Men and Toni Braxton, all on the stage at the same time. I'm expecting a great show. I've seen Boyz II Men before. They do a heck of a job, singing. Because we know they are first and foremost a vocal group. New Edition always does their thing. This will be my first time seeing Toni Braxton. And she, I've never heard her live on TV not sound good. So I expect this to be a very good show or a great show. The optics, I'm still waiting to see how it's going to work with all 10 of them on stage. And I don't know if it's going to be a versus type thing or they just going to all. But I've seen them choreography where they all doing some of the same steps, so they might all be in unison and doing each other's songs. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's what's up, man.
I'll report back next week.
And I think I'm gonna report back next week with my last words, and mine gonna be brief too. Shout out to Sinners and those 18 nominations. I'm glad the hype of the movie, what happened, how people watched it, got recognized, and I hope that you all at least take home 18 of those wins. Like I want you to go 18-0, but I just want to put that out in existence for Kugler and the gang. It was very inspirational to see such a film, of that genre, and something that we are not known to do.
Brilliant movie.
Thinking movie, horror film, and let me do this for Cam Newton. Eclectic. Very, very phenomenal work that I'm glad you and the cast, Delroy, I'm glad, you've been the man for a long time. I'm glad you're getting recognized, all of that. I'm just happy for you, man. I just wanted to give that shout out to you. And I hope to be coming back congratulating you all on some victories, about the substantial ones, other than just the low key stuff like sound and all that stuff. I want y'all to get your big props. But that's what I'm saying. But at any rate, this has been the NOJASS SHOW show No Jazz Show, brought to you, of course, by Light Snack, by Quick Visits, by Bliss Hair, and by Magic City Wings. I thank you all for joining us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, send us an email at nojasshow@gmail.com. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Let us know what you don't like. Let us know how you feel about what we're saying about your favorite players or your favorite team. You know, like y'all might not like it. That's fine too. It's just been a good run. And make sure you all keep following us because we about to give y'all a whole lot of Hit Refresh TV coming up. We about to expand this thing a little bit. I'm trying to get Tank to go ahead and show y'all them Oscar-worthy, Emmy-nominated acting skills. He might do a skit or 3. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of stuff going on in the back burner. We about to expand this show. It's been 2. Now we're about to revamp and touch y'all in a different type of way and still keep the sports coming to you and still keep the commentary coming to you, man. But I do appreciate y'all. Did I miss anything, Tank? Let me know.
Nope, that's it.
Oh, and before I go, I meant to get E-Boys a shout out because I'm one of them. Shout out to the 5 horsemen, or whom I like to call the 5 heartbeats, because you don't get a lot of heroes, and I don't get an opportunity to be one. In a lot of situations. But I want to last night, well, not 2 nights ago, I unfortunately witnessed a DeKalb County police car try to avoid another car and impacted another car. Well, in avoiding the other car, they impacted the car a little bit, slid on what would be an icy road. Any other time, I think it might have been okay. But at any rate, the young female police officer flipped over 5 times. And I saw it with my own eyes. It was like out of a movie. I was in shock. But at any rate, you know, I looked around and I saw the car flipped about 50, 60 feet away from us. By the time I got up there and had dialed 911, 2 other young black men and another one, and then another one was coming behind, was pulling the lady out the car. And a lot of heroes don't wear capes, man. But those 5 heartbeats, and I'm one of them. I ain't giving myself prop, but I told them boys, what we did tonight, boy, hopefully we all get blessed for it, because that young lady walked out of there alive. And I'm telling you, from what I saw, it didn't look like she would. That was something, boy. You know, but to be a part of that, I just want to, you know, say thank you to them on behalf of her, on behalf of the DeKalb County Police, because this thing could end at any moment, but it didn't. She still got some steps to go. Life still go on. So, you know, shout out to those guys, man. Like I said, y'all, the 5 horsemen, 5 heartbeats. Y'all all right with me. All right, Tank. Salute these people.
See y'all next Tuesday at 10:15.
All right. Have a good one.